All right, keys to the game. Kevin, if Colorado is going to pull off a monumental 20-point upset, what's that key?
Yeah, they got a few keys. They need to limit the offense and they need to make Chandler Morris uncomfortable. I talked about it earlier. He struggled last season. Obviously, there's room for growth for him, obviously. You sit behind Max Duggan. You kind of experience the camaraderie of making it to the championship. That helps you, even if you don't play. You build off of that, but they need to make him uncomfortable. They need to protect Deion Sanders. That offensive line is scary hours. I am very concerned. If Colorado loses by a lot, it's because their offensive line can't protect Shedeur. And then you need a little luck. A little luck never hurt nobody, right? Am I right? We love our lucky charms. We love
keys
our
to the game. Get lucky. I love it, Kevin. I love it.
I'm just saying, sometimes you need to win those. You got to get the fumble. You got to get the loose balls. You got to get a good bounce your way on an interception, whatever it may be. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to get a little lucky, especially when you have 50 new players playing together for the first time.
That was my mantra in high school. Sometimes I'm just trying to get lucky, man.
Retweet.
Key to the game. Steven, for you, I have seen Chandler Morris with my own two eyes throw for 500 yards in a college football game. Is he the key to not just this game, but the whole season? And if not, what is?
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely is, right? Protecting the football is going to be a huge deal. Kevin discussed it there when he was talking about the keys for Colorado. But you want to play a clean football game. That can be a challenge in the first game of the season. No silly turnovers. Don't give up a special teams touchdown. Don't give this team an opportunity to build some confidence, get some hope, steal possessions, all the football 101 things that we love to discuss. But, yeah, Chandler's the key here. I mean, they built this offense apparently with him in mind. You know, it's going to be heavy RPO. They're going to run a lot of tempo. And I think this wide receivers group is pretty deep. They don't have a ton of returning production there, but they brought in a lot of guys they're excited about. JoJo Earl, John Paul Richardson, Dalen Wright in the transfer portal. And so spreading the ball around, finding ways to get those guys the ball in space. And this is not last season. Max, he had a good deep ball. And I think a lot of times there was, this mantra of screw it, QJ's down there somewhere. Let me just chuck this ball up in the air and let him go make a play. That's not going to be the recipe here with Chandler. I feel like it's going to be a lot more intermediate passing game, taking what the defense gives you, working quickly, moving the chains. And we'll see that on Saturday. And then running the football, you got a couple of new running backs in Monty Bailey and Trey Sanders. I think the trenches is where TCU has a big advantage. So I feel like that physicality is going to be a huge key for them to bring that and set the tone early in this game.
Kevin, obviously Travis Hunter is a name that everybody knows. Who's the name that nobody knows? That if they step up, Colorado wins.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I think you need to we'll go offense and defense. I'll give you one each.
Yep.
On offense, I think it's going to be Xavier Weaver. We talked about him earlier, and I've been harping to Steven about him, so that's why he's quite familiar as well. He left USF as one of their most accomplished receivers of all time. I think everybody's going to be keyed in on Travis Hunter on the offensive side of the ball. But Xavier Weaver, he's a jump ball getter. Him and his tag team duo, Jimmy Horn, he's the fastest guy probably in the country, or one of the fastest guys in the country. So Xavier Weaver, jump ball guy. I think Shedeur is kind of latched onto him as well as Travis this offseason and guys he likes to throw to. So that's my offensive guy. And then defensive, I kind of mentioned him earlier, but Jordan Dominic, pass rusher from Arkansas, gets to the quarterback, 7.5 sacks for the Razorbacks last year. I think the key to success in college football is making quarterbacks uncomfortable and bringing quarterbacks down. It's one thing to pressure them, but as we know, it doesn't matter. Just about every quarterback can run. So you got to bring him down, and I think he's the guy that you need to know.
Chandler Morris has been a name that we've thrown it out a couple of times already here, Steven, and it's not like the entire TCU roster is gone. All the production is gone, but who's that guy that we haven't heard of that steps up big to beat Colorado?
Yeah, I mean, I think people know of this guy, but he wasn't a huge factor in the passing game last year, and that's Jared Wiley, the tight end. Huge frame, stands at 6'7", and they mainly use him as an inline blocker last season. He's really physical, can do that well, but he can catch the football, and he knows what to do when he gets the ball in his hands. I think work in the middle of the field, using him in the red zone is going to be a huge factor of what they do. And he's the player on this team that you're replacing a lot of NFL production. I think he can really help his draft stock this season just with his size and physicality. If he can add that dimension to his game of being able to catch the football, work after the catch, that'll be huge for him. And that's the name I think you'll really know top of mind when you start talking about TCU this season as the season starts to unfold.
What would a win mean for these two programs? For Colorado, obviously, it'd be a massive upset. For TCU, maybe it's just another game. We discuss that next here on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.